Hello, hello, hello. Leah pointed out that I start every single one of these with saying hello 3 times, and so now, as soon as I said it, it got immediately in my head, and I felt all the mothballs in my mouth as I was saying it. But everyone, hello, hello, hello. Um, it's Wednesday, best day of the week. OBMs, so glad to be here with you. We've been cooking up so much good stuff. And so, as always, let's start with an opener question. And we're going to start with the question: what TV show or movie do you always watch whenever it is on? Like, you could have seen it 100 times, but if it's on, or if you see it scrolling, or when you're really bored or kind of fried, you just want to turn on one more thing because it's your favorite. Put it into chat. What is that? I got 2. Put into chat, what movie or TV show can you watch over and over and over again, or you absolutely watch anytime it's on? Oh my gosh, The Holiday. That's a good one. Legally Bong, Goonies, Sleepless in Seattle, Bridesmaids, Pam, Bridesmaids, totally. Princess Bride, Lori, so good. Mine are Notting Hill. Well, first, Notting Hill is an incredible movie. I absolutely love it. The Breakfast Club, yes. The Big Sick, amazing. And then the other one that I'll watch over and over again is Double Jeopardy. Like, I know what's going to happen, but at the end, like, I still want the different outcome every single time. Oh, so good, so good. Okay, so the reason why I opened with this question is because our guest today, she is one of those people that anytime I talk to her or anytime I see her, I want to have more of her and watch her over and over and over again. And that is why I am so grateful to have her on. So before we jump into all of it, I'm Ashley Connell, CEO and founder of Prowess Project. What we do at Prowess Project is we help the Jill of all trades become online business managers. And as they're going through our training, we're gathering hundreds of data points to help them match with their ideal clients who have all the visionary ideas, but need that utility person to scale and grow their business. And that's all of you. So our goal here on Wednesdays is to bring you all of the tips, the resources, the industry knowledge, what I'm seeing out there as far as like selling OBM services, and most importantly, the experts in every single business realm that possibly makes sense. And with that is why I am so excited to bring up Iris Goldfeder. Get up here, Iris, to talk about SEO.
Okay, so Double Jeopardy, was that the one with the typewriter and like the letter was off like by one? Was that, which one was Double Jeopardy?
No, Double Jeopardy was Ashley Judd, and she got arrested for killing her husband.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes.
It was on the boat. And she's like running in jail, and they say something like it's nothing but pure hate, right. Making her go on. And I'm like, yes, I feel that. Anyway.
All of these movies are great, though. I mean, Devil Wears Prada, I actually just rewatched it the other day because why did I rewatch it? It's just been like playing in my head. Oh, if you want to see something really funny, go and Google lip sync battle between Anne Hathaway and Emily Blunt, and you will laugh so hard that you will cry. It is like the best thing ever. So I saw her and I started watching, Les Mis, like anything that Anne Hathaway was in, I just started watching because she's just so amazing. So
I love it. Okay, well, first I could talk to you about movies or really about anything all day long, but let's get into SEO. Before we do, give SEO. Give us the overview. I know you've been with us before, but for everyone who this is the first time meeting you, share your story. How did you get to where you are today as an expert in SEO?
It's really all part of marketing, but I got really interested in web, and then through web, SEO kind of weaved its way through. And I'm not the full expert. I mean, I know enough right? To be able to tell you guys, I have an SEO expert on my team that is, she's just phenomenal. Like I can't even begin, and we're going to get into, the whole AI thing and, why Atlas is amazing and AI is not. But, I worked for a lot of people, and then I decided I wanted to just work for myself. And so I started my business. But I've always been really passionate about all things web. And I caught on like when I learned, like that. So now that's what I do. But, we're not just digital. We provide all-in-one marketing solutions for service-based businesses. So yeah.
That is awesome. And so I love one thing that is really great that you're going to be able to give us perspective on is context. And I think that's really important. So you are a marketing expert who also knows enough to be dangerous, and probably a lot more than you're giving yourself credit for, in SEO to relate back to us. I always say as OBMs plus AI can get any project like 70% of the way there. But if you want 100% of the way there, if you want experts, you need people like you.
Right.
By far.
Oh,
by
yeah.
far.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies need that. So
and they
that's
don't
why
realize it, or they don't want to
Oh.
admit it. They're like, nah, I could do it myself. It's like, no, you can't. But when you figure that out, come call me. I'll be here.
I love it. All right. So give us the overview. Like talk to us as if we are kindergarteners on what is SEO, why should we care?
Okay. SEO is search engine optimization, and you should care because it helps Google rank you. Now, there's local SEO, which is a lot of what we work with. So we work with local businesses that want to be found locally, right? And then there's national SEO, and that's like a beast. That's like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, right? If you want to be found nationally, depending on, what vertical you're in or what industry you're in, it varies. But, national, whole nother ball game. But SEO in general, it's so that Google can index your site and can find you. So even, if you're not trying to be found locally, you at least want SEO done. And there's a couple of things, right? You want like alt tags on pictures so that if somebody comes to your site and they hover a mouse over it, if they can't see it, and this has to do with like accessibility also, but I think it's all tied in together, right? It's like everything that you do to your website is tied in. So accessibility, you have to have alt tags on the pictures so that if somebody is using a machine, they can scroll over the picture and have what the picture is read to them rather than just saying picture. You don't know what the hell you're looking at, right?
Right.
So, but it's also important so that, Google is like the most ethical search engine out there, and Bing and Yahoo can say whatever they want, but, Google quantifies every page on your website. That's why when people start SEO, we're like, it's going to take at least 6 months. And they're like, oh, you're trying to gouge us. It's like, no, Google has to go and quantify every single page. And they don't do it all at once. They go back.
What is quantify? Sorry, real quick.
Oh, quantify is like, oh gosh, it's to, how do I explain it? I know what I mean. When you quantify something, you're proving it real.
Got it. Okay.
So I can't think of another word for it, but basically they're going to make sure that you are who you say you are. So if you're a pizza place and you have on your homepage, hey, we'll build you the best roof ever, you're going to get dinged, right? But if you're like a pizza place and you have like a picture of amazing pizza and then, all the stuff that you do pizza. So it just goes around and makes sure that you are who you say you are, you do what you say you do, and each page has to match up to that. So if you have a services page, all of your services that you have on that page need to be quantifiable. Does that make sense?
Yes. So basically, what you said is Google is proving that it's true. Google is your first line of defense to be like, okay, yeah, this is what it
this
is
who yes, they're saying they're a pizza place, they're a pizza place.
Awesome.
I have clients that are, one of my guys is, he does integrated pest management, which is different than pest control. It's very specialized. Like they have, which blows my mind, they have like magnifying glasses on their truck, and they can tell you exactly what kind of ant is in your yard, and they will have a specific type of formula that will take care of that particular ant, because not
Oh,
all
wow.
ants believe. I know more
Yeah.
about ants now than I ever thought I would, right? It's like, because of my clients, I know more about all the things that I never thought I would. But, they use a special, formula
Sure.
to kill this kind of ant. Um, and so it's really interesting. But on his page, when you go to it, it says integrated pest management, and then it explains what it is. Um, Google loves that. Google loves facts. Google loves to see that you're doing things, and that's what SEO is. SEO shows movement. It shows that you care about what you're doing. So they're like, well, hell, if you care, then we should probably care too. If you don't care, then we don't care.
That's a really good way of putting it that I never thought about it. Like
But it's
SEO,
true, right?
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I never really thought about it. It's proving to Google that you care, therefore they should care, therefore you should be ranked higher for those words. Huh,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So give us the basics. If there is a new website, right, that our online business managers are helping their clients optimize, um, what are like 3 things that they have to do?
So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you put the alt tags in first and foremost. Um, and the client really needs to know who their audience is, because, you need to find what keywords that you're going to use. And a
So
lot of times that's when you call the experts in. But, you find the keywords, and then you pepper the keywords throughout the site. You can't keyword stuff, because then you will get dinged and you will go to Google Siberia and you'll never be heard of or found again. So you want to be really careful on what you do. I would research long tail keywords versus short tail keywords. Long tail keywords get you better results. A short tail keyword would be, uh, let me think. I'll go back to pizza. I'm going to make myself hungry, but
I was gonna say, yeah.
right? Like,
Brought to you by Domino's. Just kidding. I
ew,
wish.
that's not pizza. Oh, sorry. Okay. It's not pizza for me. I'm from New York. Domino's, you guys are great. You have an amazing molten chocolate thing that I could like eat forever. But anyway, um, so let's say it's like, Pizzeria Lafayette, Indiana, right? That's a short tail keyword. Um, uh, Pizzeria, it could be like, pizzeria, restaurant, specialty pizza, um, custom pizza, whatever, Lafayette, Indiana. The more detail you get into, the more it makes it a longer keyword. However, I believe you can only use up to like 47 characters. So you have to be
Mm.
careful on the words that you use, right? And how you use them. And that changes too. It's like that could be true today, and then tomorrow it could change and it'll be like, Iris was wrong. It's like, no, that's how it is today. But Google changes their algorithm all the time. And that's another thing you need to be looking for, is like when they change their algorithm.
Oh my gosh, that is such a good point that I hadn't thought
Nobody
about.
knows that. They could literally, while we're talking right now, being like, oh, she's talking about SEO. Ha, let's go change it now. And they could change it right now. We
Let's
don't know.
make fire out of Iris. Yeah. Google, we were just singing your praises and now look at you. Um, okay, so we said
Yes.
alt tags, we said the keywords, and you want to go to an expert or understand who your audience is to get those keywords. And then where do you put them other than alt tags?
So you want to have a Google business profile, which is really, really, really important. And you want to put the keywords there. So
Okay.
you want to start with the Google business profile. That's like first and foremost. I mean, you have your website, that's great. But, if Google can't find you, then what good is it? So you want to build a Google business profile, and you do that by going, just Google it and say,
Yeah.
how do I build a Google business profile? And then it'll show you how to get your business on Google, how you can claim it. And then they ask you to do a million things to verify it. Because during COVID, there were a lot of scam companies, a lot of scam companies. And so now Google is like, they're literally making you jump through hoops to make sure that you
Yeah.
are who you are.
We had to
Um,
do all of that. I remember now.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's hard, but it's good, right?
Agreed.
Because you know that the information that you're getting on Google is true.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the other
I'm with
ones,
you.
maybe not so much. But yeah, keywords, make sure, yeah, alt tags on images, keywords, your Google business profile. And then, those are the basics. You can also, if you know coding, you can go in the back end and do meta tags. You probably don't. So that's when you call the experts in. But to have a really robust site that's ready to rank, there's like so many different things. I'll give you a couple of tricks to the trade: backlinks. Like any link
Mm,
that leads back to your website, that's huge. So if you have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, well, Instagram, you can't put a link, but Facebook, LinkedIn, make sure that you have a link on there that goes back to your website, because, the more things that go back to your website, the more that helps also, because that helps build domain authority and then trust factor, because there's like a whole bunch of different things. Like we run audits for people and they're like, what's that? And
right.
there's a lot in there that, I mean, I can't explain it all in whatever time we have left, but there's a lot. There's just a lot that goes through it. And when you run an audit, things that you never thought would affect your ranking come up. And so, yeah, but we have a quiz for that. So
Oh, a quiz. Well, we'll get those in the show notes if it's, yeah, available. Um, all right. So we talked about what are the three things that OBMs need to know about SEO, like three table stakes. Are there any tools that you recommend? And like I'm talking, free, freemium, low cost, just to get the basics of SEO, not the like glitzy ones that experts use, but just enough
I
to
mean,
it.
I would have to say Google it. I know, and this is where I would rely on my expert for this, but for auditing, you can use SEMrush,
Yeah,
um,
we've used
and
that.
then there's Yoast, and Yoast is it's a WordPress plugin,
Yep.
and it will guide you. It'll say, hey, you're missing this on this page, and it will rank you. Like, it will show red, and then the better you get, it goes like red, and then yellow, and then orange, and then green. So it shows that or red, orange, yellow, and then green. But anyway, it just shows you that you're getting better and better. So Yoast, it's like, I think, $100 per site, but it's worth
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think of what else. And really, you could just like Google, SEO, SEO aids, and
Oh,
it'll help you. One thing I really want to touch on, though, is AI and SEO.
yeah. Please.
A lot of people are freaking out about AI. A lot of SEO, businesses are like, oh my God, AI is going to take over. It's like, Terminator. That's not going to happen, because um, you AI is an enhancement. It isn't the whole deal, right? It's an enhancement. You cannot replace the human element. So AI is going to go in and they're going to do research to a certain extent, but they're not going to know all of the things. They're only going to know what they're programmed to know, right?
And what you
So,
tell it.
and what you tell it. I mean, yeah. So, like, you go into ChatGPT is not going to come up with an article for you. What it will do is clean your article up. So I write for a couple of online magazines, and Juliet's always like, "Don't forget your article, to get your article in." And I always have like the 7th of every month to get it in, and the 5th I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I sit down and I know what I'm going to write about, so I write it out, but I write it out really, really, really quickly. Um, I don't pay attention to punctuation. I don't pay attention to capitalization, any of that stuff. So I type it up in Word and then I drop it into ChatGPT and it cleans it up. But it didn't write it for me. And that's the difference. It doesn't have my heart. It doesn't have my SEO expert's heart. It has whatever you feed it. That's what AI does. And it's great. AI has its place. Don't get me wrong. I think it's one of the best things that happened, because it's a time saver. I mean, it really helps save time, but don't use it as an instead of. Use it
Yes.
as a plus,
Yes.
in addition to.
Yeah, I really like that you said that it's an enhancement, and we talk about that quite a bit and how important it is for to learn prompt engineering when using AI and understand how to ask it questions to get the answers that you actually want,
Right.
or give it parameters or whatever that is. And it sounds like that's the exact same with SEO. So, so as an OBM, you can, you know, start your client's SEO off by doing what you said, the alt tags, by doing what you said, the meta tags, the Google business
The meta tags,
page,
I don't think they're going to be able to do, but I do think that and the alt tags, unless they, say
meta
I need,
description. That's what I'm
right.
thinking of.
Yes. Yep. 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 And then,
Um, yeah,
keywords, right? Say my client is in, this industry. What are some keywords? And it'll give you some keywords, but it doesn't mean that it's talking directly to the exact people that your client is talking to. It will be very generic. It won't
right,
be, direct.
right,
So that's where I think the
right,
differences are.
right, right. And so like I said, let's say that our OVMs get their clients started that far. You got some generic keywords in there. When do you bring in the experts, and what can you expect to have to be the result when you would bring in an SEO expert versus what you could get piecing together from ChatGPT?
Okay. So first off, you will get patience, because you need to have patience, because it's not an overnight thing, right? It takes about 6 months. But if it's a local business, and if it's done right, because it has to be done right, you can get on the first page within 6 months. Not number one, not number two, the first page. Um, if anybody ever guarantees you the number one spot, run, run, because they can't guarantee it. There's no way they can guarantee it, because you may be number one for a minute, but if somebody bought a Google guarantee ad, bye-bye, you're going down, right? You're not going down to the bottom, but you're definitely going to move down a couple of spots, because Google likes people that spend money with them. So, you have to, there are no guarantees. I can say that we have consistently and successfully gotten our clients on the first page within 6 months. Usually it
Wow.
happens before then. Oh yeah. Yeah. And then we get them above the fold, usually 6 to 8 months, 6 to 9 months. And that's right under. So you have all the paid stuff, then you have the map,
Hmm.
and the map has to do
Hmm.
with where you're located, right? And then there's underneath the map, and that's organic. And
Mm,
yeah, so there's a lot, to that homepage. It's not just, I'm going to be the number one spot. The number one spot is a paid ad, right?
right.
Number one on the map depends on where you're located in the area that you're at. And then, as you go down the page, that's organic.
Right.
And I can give you, our clients' names, and they're probably right now they're all on the first page. I know that two of them are like number two right now.
Amazing. It's
Yeah, but
amazing.
it takes consistency, right? Like you can't just like fix one thing a month and expect it to work. Like you really have to massage it. You have to go in and play with the copy. You have to go in and play with the alt tags. If you add um, more pictures to it, anything that you add to it, you have to make sure that you touch it. And I will give you like a naming. Oh, I forgot what it's called, but it's whenever you're going to name a picture, you want to name it, let's say there's a family on a boat by the mountains, right? Family on a boat, in a lake, on the mountains, gasstovecreative.com, Lafayette, Indiana. So you always want to put the website in, you know, and you want
Oh,
to,
really?
oh God, yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah,
See, I
100%.
would never have known that. So, are you talking about like a naming convention, like kind of what the
Thank you.
formula was?
Yes, a naming convention. So when you name your photos in, so as you upload the media, right, into the media bucket in your website and you name that photo, you know, don't just name it, you know, boy on boat. Name it boy on boat, um, you know, with whatever, like a couple, you know, long-term keywords in there, and then put your business name in there and then your location. And that helps because then if somebody is Googling a boy and boat and then you go into images and you put gas stove creative in there, you're you're going to show up on images. Like that image is going to show up on images and it's going to say gas stove creative.
So, okay, got it. And so, so your example of boy on boat would be if you are selling, you know, fishing tackle or something that would be
No,
applicable.
it could be in the about section, right? So about John and his family. Here's a picture of John and his family in a boat on a lake looking at a mountain. So there's, you name the picture, John in boat with family, lake, mountain, backslash gas stove creative, backslash Lafayette, Indiana. So you have the location in there, you have the business in there, and then you have what they're looking at in there as well. But you want
And
to name that picture. So naming, so the picture name is different than an alt tag. So the naming convention for the picture is for the website's sake. The alt tag is for the visitor's sake. You
oh,
picking
I
up what
think
I'm
that's
putting
what I'm
down?
getting. Yeah, I think that's where I was getting confused. Because my first thought is like if we have a pizzeria, but it's about John, me, and I'm on a lake, like I don't want someone searching boy on a lake and getting me because I sell pizza, not
Right.
lakes. Obviously, don't sell lakes, boats, fishing tackle, whatever.
Right.
So,
So you're naming, right. So the naming convention for the media that you use on your website, whether it's a video, whether it, well, and you don't want to put a video on your website anyway. So we'll just scratch video and just go to picture. And so any of the pictures, you want to use the naming convention, what the picture is, and then your website, and then your location.
interesting. And why don't you want to use video?
You can embed a video link on your site, but you don't want to actually put a video on your website because it will slow it the hell down. It takes forever to load, number one. Number two, there are what are called spider bots. So the spider bots go around and they look for media like that, and then they get into the media and then they corrupt your site because they're mean.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I knew it like weighed down the website, but I didn't know that it's more likely to, I don't know, get corrupted.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's fascinating. OBMs, all of these things you wouldn't have known. This is so good. Y'all, this time is yours. As always, if you have any questions, put it into chat. Any specific questions for SEO, what you're helping your clients with, what you wish you could know, something along those lines, put it in the chat. So tell us a success story of someone that you helped in your business with SEO.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeremy. So Jeremy, and you can look them up. Smith IPM. He, you know, he always lets me use his name. So Smith IPM. It's integrated pest management. If you Google pest management Lafayette, Indiana, he comes up, I think, number 3 on the map, and then he's number 3 or 4 on the homepage. Sometimes he's number 2. But he came to us last July, freaking out. I actually got a, we're friends. So I got a text on a Saturday night saying, I need you. And I said, well, Jeremy, I'm married. And he was like, no, like, we really need to talk. My website disappeared. And I said, what do you mean your website disappeared? He's like, I can't find it on Google anywhere. So I was like, okay. So I met up with him that following Tuesday, and the company that he was working with dropped the ball. So he went from being between number 1 and number 2 to, like, you couldn't even find him on page 30. So what we did was, and I really don't like using this platform, but it was kind of like we need to get you up there quickly. There's a platform called Generate Press, and it's a WordPress platform, but it's very Google friendly. But it's a bear to work with. I mean, I don't build the websites. I don't like to. But the people that were building them were like, oh my God, we're going to kill you, because it's just really hard to work in. However, and then also pictures, you want to convert them to WebP. Instead of a JPEG, instead of a PNG, you want to convert the picture to a WebP, and you want to do that because, again, it loads faster. JPEGs, PNGs, they take a lot of bandwidth up, right? So we sat with him and we said, okay, we're going to build your site. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be functional, and you'll be on the first page within 6 months. And he was on the first page within 5 months. But it was just really a matter of, getting in there, getting the keywords right, getting the pictures right, getting all the back end stuff right, getting the backlinks going. He also, started social media, writing blogs, because anything, SEO isn't just keywords, right? It's all of the things that you do. There's like a whole bunch of like different, veins that meet in that main artery. And it's basically, you have your website, you have the keywords on your website, you have your business profile, you have social media, and then you have, your website linking back and forth, which are backlinks. You have your blog. Blogs are huge. And so, we just put this really strong strategy together for him. And now he's up there, and he loves me. We also do television commercials for him, billboards. Like we are all-in-one marketing solution.
Yeah, you're not joking.
No, we've done like the whole gamut. And he freaking loves me. He's, like every week he's like, that's my marketing gal. And I don't get offended by that, because that's how, I know how he means it. So, but yeah, but it's, there's like a lot of, it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
It took my SEO person like months to get it straight, because it was a fight, because he wasn't blacklisted, but it was close.
Wow.
If you don't, when you start ignoring the thing, so let's say that you're being consistent with SEO and all of a sudden you stop. 1 month, okay. 2 months, no. 5 months, you're done. You have to literally start from scratch.
When you say consistent with SEO, what does that mean? Because the way I'm thinking about this is, okay, if I write my alt tags, now I'm done. Check. Moving on.
No, you want to go in, you want to check on the keywords every month. You want to change copy a little bit every month. You want to, again, social media, right? If you could do a guest blog on somebody's site that's in your industry, that's huge. But we run reports every month. And then every month, what we do is we look at the report and we see, okay, what did we fix last week? What do we need to, or last month, what do we need to fix this month? Because it's always changing, and something is always breaking because something is always changing. So it's just constantly running those reports and seeing where everything is at. So it's not a one and done thing. It never is.
Wow. I'm not going to lie. I think my biggest takeaway from this entire conversation is SEO is so much more complex than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Like
it used to be, right? It used to be. It used to be you change the title tag, or you change a word on one of the pages and you're good for the month. And not anymore. It's changed because there's so much more competition now.
Totally.
Right? So
yeah, I know. I think I was living in, I don't know, 2014 the last time I did marketing, because I thought it was kind of like, okay, check and you're done. This is really, really fascinating. And so I know that you said you focus on local. How is that different from national? Meaning, do you have to change even more? Because most of our online business managers are working with national brands because they're online.
Right.
So they're not limited to their home city, state, whatever. So do you have to do even more tweaking if you are trying to get national?
Oh yeah. If you're getting national, that's like a whole nother, it's like a whole different package, right? Because then you have to start focusing on, okay, yeah, there's keywords in your industry, but then you have to do like a competitive analysis. What are the
Right,
competitors using? I mean, we do that anyway, but we do it on a
right.
local level. And honestly, even if you're a national business, because I'm a national business, I have clients nationally, right? So, but I focus on my local SEO so that I know that I get found. And then eventually, you start just coming up.
Oh,
So, yeah, you want to focus wherever your backyard is. That's how you want to start it. So, like Prowess Project, you guys are in Austin, right? I would be doing, OBM management, Austin, Texas, and it's a start. So you start there, and then there's like near me technology, so you can use like 10 different locations because if you go into your Google Business profile, it says, you know, um, what areas do you serve?
yeah.
So you can put the areas in there. And as you get used to everything, as Google starts seeing, oh, okay, you're here, you're there, then you start coming up in searches there as well.
Holy
There's a
smokes,
lot
that
that
is
goes to it.
so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
so then you just do an analysis, okay, where do your best customers come from? Maybe for whatever reason, they're all in Tampa, Florida.
Yep.
Go. Wow, yeah. Leah, let's add it to the list.
But if you want to focus on Tampa, Florida, make sure that you have a little bit of a brick and mortar there because they're going to look for that. Because if you're based in, so when you do national stuff, um, if you are like a Starbucks, right? And I'm using this as like an extreme example. You are
Everywhere.
everywhere. There's like 20 of you in each little city that, right? So now you're just doing Starbucks. But if you're a small company like Gas Stove, right? Um, or like, Prowess, and you want to start growing in other areas, that's when you get a little brick and mortar there. Just a little office so that you have an address because they're going to ask for, well, you're based out of Austin. How are you getting clients in Tampa? Now, the other thing you could do is just say areas that we serve,
Right,
period.
right.
And then there's no address in it. And then you can do SEO to that as well. And that's all on the back end. And then you can also build pages that are specific to Tampa or whatever
Right.
area that you're trying to market.
Wow, that's so interesting. Okay. Man, again, my biggest takeaway here is this is so much more complex than I thought. And it is becoming more so, more so, more so. But this
Yeah.
is good. Like, as an online business manager, I want to know where I feel like I can bring in the true experts for this stuff that I don't want to stay on top of,
Right.
right? That's why we're constantly bringing the experts in to be introduced to our community because maybe, I don't know, Sally the OBM is sitting there being like, oh, heck no, SEO sounds like a pain in the butt to me. Now I know Iris. And so that's how I want all of you to be thinking who are listening here. You don't need to be an expert in this. You don't even need to know much about SEO, but you do need to know where to go get help, or you need to know how to even start thinking about it. And Iris, you've done a beautiful job of that today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's like, look, think of it as, I did a video on this. Think of it as like the roofer, right? I'm digital marketing. I'm marketing. I don't know how to fix my roof. Now, will I try?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I'm a dumbass and I'll get up on the roof and I'll try and fix it, but I know I can't fix the roof, so I'm going to call the roofer. I mean, it's,
Oh my God. You and my husband
it's
both.
my wife will be like, "What are you doing with that ladder? Get down!" It's okay. So, but I don't know how to fix a roof, so I call a roofer because that's what they do, right? And they do it really well. If I do it, I know I'm still going to have a leak in my roof, which I don't. We have a nice roof, but I'm just using that as an example. It's like, you know, you want to call the experts in who know what they're doing, because that's what they do, and they're good
Right.
at it, and they can help
Right.
you where where you need help.
Yep.
Um,
So true. I
so
love how you prefaced it like, no, no, don't worry. We have a roof. There are no leaks.
right, we're good. Our roof is good, right, guys? My dogs are like, what are you even doing in there?
Mom.
Yeah, I mean, they look at me through this poor little gate all day long.
Oh gosh, it's
Okay.
so good. Okay. Oh, wow, we have 5 minutes left. We have
Cool.
one question from Holly. Would those officeless mailing addresses work for that concept? Oh, I don't know what concept you were referring to.
Office list.
Oh, I think like how we have anytime mailbox. So in Austin, instead of it coming to my address, like my home address, because I work from
Mhm.
home, it goes to like a virtual mailbox in Austin. So my mailing address is still in Austin. Would
No,
that work?
no,
No.
because what they do is, so when you sign up for your Google Business profile, you have to put your address in.
Right.
You have to put your true address in.
Oh,
You don't have to use it. You don't, it doesn't have to show, but you have to have your
and
address in.
address.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
So my business is also, so I have an office in a co-working studio that I've been there for, oh my God, like 15 years. And even that, sometimes I'll get dinged on, but it's like right
Really?
downtown. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have to be really careful. They know that I'm there. They know I get my mail there. I get mail sent there. Um, I check my mail every, I don't know, few weeks, maybe once a month. I go in
Huh.
there. I hold meetings in there, monthly. I mean, that's my office space because I'm not bringing people into my house, so it's
No.
allowed. But yeah,
Interesting. Okay. Wow. It's fascinating.
yeah, it ain't what it used to be. Like, everybody's like, oh well, back in the day, and it's like it is not like back in the day anymore. It's things have advanced so much, and they keep changing like almost on a daily basis.
Well, job security, that's what I hear, Iris.
You know,
um, okay, we have 2 minutes left. What is one thing that you would love to leave our OBMs with today that we talked about?
do what you can, as far as you can, as well as you can, and then when you find that you can't, call in the expert.
I love that. I love that you said, like, try and get there just like you on the roof. Like, just try, do what you can, and then call the experts. I love it. Y'all, in the chat, I am putting both Iris's website and also, oh, I didn't have a space. Website and also YouTube. So definitely go check those out. She does a wonderful podcast slash live show, I believe.
That you were just on. It's not live, it's a podcast.
Yeah,
Ashley was just
podcast.
on. Check out Ashley's episode to see the real Ashley. It was an amazing
The
episode.
real Ashley.
We had a lot of fun.
Always do. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. And again, Iris, thank you so much for coming back.
No, my
For
pleasure. Thanks.
everyone who is listening, reminder, we have a free AI workshop coming up on Tuesday of next week. It's from noon to 1:30 Central. We are going through the top 3 things that I am hearing clients wanting for when it comes to AI, and like how you can create it and then sell it. And it's wild. Again, though, the key is AI is an enhancement, not end all be all. And so that's a huge part of what we're talking about too. But this is the time, y'all. This is the time. The link to register is in the chat now. And again, Iris, thank you so much. And I will see all of you here next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everyone. Bye.